Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Gabos, and we back with another one. We got Here's the Real Reason Why Cassie hit P. Diddy with that lawsuit. Honestly, I don't know what the hell's been going on, bro. I just know in the past 2 weeks, I done seen Diddy get sued quicker before anybody could actually get to the bottom of the actual lawsuit. He done settled. Like, he wanted no smoke with these charges whatsoever. But I was able to tune into Academics, where he broke down the lawsuit word for word, bar for bar, like Soulja Boy would say. And he kind of went in on some shit that it's like, bro, it got me looking at this hip-hop mogul Diddy with a side eye, because it's a little weird. I'm not gonna hold you, but we're gonna get right into it, bro. Some weird shit going on nowadays. It seems like everybody about to get canceled, bro.
Thing that you may want to confess tonight before you go in.
I keep everything right here.
There you go.
Or right here.
All the time.
From being a background dancer to father MC, to going to Howard University, from graduating, going to Uptown Records, then starting Bad Boy, to still being relevant to this day, man, P. Diddy has done it all. From Sean John, graduating from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy, producing Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Carl Thomas, 112, many others, Faith Evans, and of course, Notorious B.I.G. I grew up on Diddy, and most of you guys did too, and he's been around for many things. The East Coast, West Coast war, till now, to start and revolt.
I'm not gonna front, bro. Listening to him go through Diddy's resume, Diddy's been around for a while, son. I ain't gonna front. Like, to go back to the 90s and just the invention of Bad Boy, like, damn, son. And it's not just the fact that he's been around for a long time. It's the fact that he's still relevant. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people come and go. It really takes the greats. Like, the greats are always able to sustain longevity in their craft. Like, you know what? I'm not going to get right into it, but I was just kind of blown away. I done forgot how far Diddy done came, son.
So Diddy is the man, but he's not without controversy. And today, that's what we're talking about. Despite his many successes, Diddy has a lot of enemies and a lot of haters. And that's probably because he has a lot of money and maybe he has screwed some people over in the market. And from time to time, he finds himself, mixed up in some little petty beefs, even with people like DJ Academics.
Yo, real talk, I think Diddy tried to line me on some Tupac shit. Like, yo, real talk. Like, I think Diddy tried to pock me. Like, this shit was crazy. Yo, I can't wait to tell you all the truth. So, the other night, Diddy out here doing some you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So, anyway, we trying to find somewhere to go. They say, yo, call come in and say, yo, Diddy sent a personal invite for a big act to come pull up with him. And I'm like, yo, I heard about a back door, but it sounded like a front door type of thing. Like, yo, this is mad direct. Like, yo, tell Playboy to come party with me. Like, hold on now.
But now the stakes are getting deeper. In 2018, Diddy broke up with longtime girlfriend Cassie, who he was in love with to a T. And he dropped a song discussing that called Gotta Move On. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Diddy had a personal trainer by the name of Alex Fine, who she moved on to in 2019. And when she did, Alex Fine became a big time Diddy hater. Now, I want to read some words of that song that Diddy created, and I can't play it, but I can read it.
His ex-girlfriend ended up marrying his personal trainer?
You found a new man, so I gotta move on. Guess you got a new agenda with someone you barely know. I won't say you wrong, guess you had to move on. This is what Diddy is saying. But Alex Fine, her new husband, takes shots at Diddy quite frequently, right? And last Pride Day, he says this: Happy Pride to all my LGBTQ friends. Attached is a charity that helps people who are in the closet and gotta move on, along with other resources. Of course, we know he's talking about Diddy. And hey, Cassie has moved on with her new life. She has at least one child now. But now Cassie is up with a new lawsuit. And that lawsuit is a lot. And that is that Diddy repeatedly physically abused Cassie for over a decade. And some of the stuff includes raping people, right? And doing crazy things. But hold on one second. Young Jock, recently stopped by Vlad TV. He talks about an interesting story that occurred with Cassie while Young Jock was out with his wife. Let's play the first part to it here.
You remember Scarface when that white woman was coming down the escalator? Yeah. He was in that man's house and he saw that man's wife and was like this. I was watching Puff. The nigga Puff was looking up there. He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. Huh?
But then, here's kind of the damning part. Let's play it.
And I was like, God damn. I'm like, what the kind of request is that? Like, so when I'm like, what the when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, man. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, well, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
Now, we can't say that's abusive, but she did cut her hair off because she said, if Diddy wants me to do it, I gotta do it. So I don't know if you want to consider that to be abuse, but a lot of stuff she's saying is abusive. And that is, she was beat, she was kicked, she was stomped on, she had black eyes, she was bleeding. He had a lifestyle of substance abuse, and also there's the male prostitutes, which I won't get into on this episode.
Pause. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing when it comes to like lawsuit, it's like, it's hard to tell who's lying and who's who, but just the allegations enough are damning. They're damaging. It almost makes you look at Diddy with a side eye like, yo.
But that is exactly what she's saying, and now she wants $30 million. And not only that, the New York City Police Department is investigating this. But here's what I want to know if all of this was the truth. Why wait until now? Can I get a dun 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 sound effect? Now, the lawyer from Mr. Combs, Mr. Ben Affram, says, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation. Now, we've also seen this with Will Smith's former friend and former assistant, who was saying that he was put the clapping sounds, getting his cheeks clapped by Dwayne Martin. But something that I want to kind of also talk about, and I want to discuss this in great detail. And I think that some of the stuff that she's saying could definitely be true. I mean, I defended Dwight Howard saying that those allegations were baseless, and we found out that Dwight Howard was put the clapping sounds, clapping cheeks and getting his cheeks clapped. Which one you want to take it, I'm not sure. But some of these things I've heard about P. Diddy. It's been ringing in the industry for quite some time that he could be at the best bisexual and, you know, doing crazy things and whatever. So I could possibly believe that she's not lying about everything. I mean, some of the stuff must be true. But here's the situation, right? Cassie moved on to the next guy, and the next guy was broke. Alex Fine is poor in comparison to Diddy. He can't keep up that same lifestyle that she was used to, and she's no longer hot, and she's no longer, you know, being demanded in the industry. And, you know, as far as the fan base, they also had to move on, and Diddy is still popping, and he's still out here in these streets, and he reinvented himself just like 50 Cent did. And when he reinvented himself, he reinvented Revolt, and in a Revolt you got Drink Champs. I mean, Diddy just keeps being that man in the industry. I believe he's now worth $1 billion. But at the same time, Alex Fine is still poor and still a nobody. So in order for them to get some money off of a guy that they felt wouldn't be doing so well, here's this. Because if it took you 4 to 5 years to do this, why didn't you do it at first? Why did you wait so long? No, you have 2 kids, and you know your guy isn't that rich, and you're out here upset because you have no money now. And that's what happens when you're rich and you have things going on. And again, a lot of rich folks do crazy things I'm not trying to justify it as it being right. I mean, we've heard a lot of people doing crazy things that are celebrities. And hey, a lot of times that's breaking the law. But why wait until 5 years from now? We're waiting till 5 years because you felt that you and Mr. Alex Fine would have issues. Look at J-Lo. She ain't suing Diddy because J-Lo is still rich, right? And she was with him for a long time. She's never said those things about Diddy at all. Why is it you saying those things about Diddy? Because you're probably poor, all right? And you need to make some money. And again, I probably believe that some of these things were true, but why wait until now? Because you don't have any other opportunities. And that's possibly what's happening. And unless they can prove these things, it's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna really affect Diddy because, again, these guys have heard these things a lot, but I know what black women are gonna say. I know what they're gonna say, but I'm not gonna talk about that in this video. It's the holiday season. I gotta get my money. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk.
These lines get so blurred, especially when you're talking about like either domestic violence or any type of abuse or, that other word that always seems to demonetize YouTube channels. So I'm not going to say, but use your imagination. But where do you draw the line, son? Like, to break up with an individual 5 years later, and now all of a sudden you're ready to pursue criminal charges. Well, it's not criminal, it went to civil. Now you're trying to just get money out the person for all the mental abuse and physical abuse that you've been through. I question the same thing. I'm like, yo, why did it take you 5 years? You know what I mean? Why is it now? And on top of that, it seems like the settlement was quick. It was like Monday you were angry, Tuesday you were fine. You know what I mean? The moment the settlement was cleared, she accepted everything, and all of a sudden now everything goes to the whitewash, where I guess we'll forget about this in a week or two. But this is a world that we live in, son. Now, is it to say, is she lying? Who knows? But I feel like this almost stains any other victim of DV or any type of abuse that wants to attack their, predators. Later on down the road, it's always gonna look like a money grab move. Like 5 years to get a lawsuit and then to get paid out, and now you're not saying nothing no more. It just goes away. But the documents are there forever for people to read. It's public information at this point, right? All these wild shit that you and Diddy used to do together, or what he apparently did to you, according to you. Ugh, it just sucks, man. It just sucks. But nonetheless, let me know in the comment section what you think, man. It is what it is. This was shout out to who? O'Shea? Shout out to O'Shea Jackson, man, with the content. I'm gonna holler at you guys in the next video. My bad.